This video is the animation of my recent article published by the Institute for Development and Diplomacy, IDD, which is affiliated with ADA University in Baku, Azerbaijan. If you would like to read my article, please follow the link provided in the description of this video. Russia's focus on the Ukraine war and the resulting West-led sanctions regime has created a unique opportunity for the five core Central Asian states. These countries are seeking routes to advance their respective choices to pursue economic diversification. The EU, which had cut trade relations in virtually all spheres with Russia, has been keen to fill this vacuum by enhancing trade with the five core Central Asian states. Between the EU and Central Asia lies the South Caucasus, and depending on the trade routes, Turkey. In terms of connectivity, two South Caucasus states, Azerbaijan and Georgia, are much more important than the third, Armenia. The road and rail network that runs through the former two states represents the sole politically unencumbered land route through which Central Asian goods and services can reach the European market, and vice versa. The rise in Azerbaijan's cooperation with the two keystone states of Central Asia, namely Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, has thus become crucial for the two sub-regions of the Silk Road region and its major outside actors. Azerbaijan is the biggest economic and military power in the South Caucasus and has border with Russia and Iran, which gives it strategic importance along the east-west route. For all practical purposes, it is an indispensable country in the Middle Corridor. However, a different situation in Central Asia can be observed, where no single country holds the most significant share of the regional GDP and population. Despite Kazakhstan's GDP accounting for more than half of the total regional GDP, the population of Uzbekistan accounts for around half of the total regional population. Moreover, of the two countries, Uzbekistan has more powerful military. These facts clearly show the high importance of both countries in the regional affairs. Considering the rise in the importance of both sub-regions for the trade along the Silk Road region, it is essential to understand the logic of establishing a trilateral cooperation platform between Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan, the three keystone states of the core Silk Road region. There are many spheres in which the interests of these three countries converge, and one major factor is their location along the aforementioned route of the crucial transportation. Since the diplomatic and military intensification of the conflict over Ukraine, the strategic importance of the South Caucasus and Central Asian states has grown immensely, particularly its three keystone states. This has, in turn, led to the further rise of the importance of the Middle Corridor, which facilitates trade between Chinese, Central Asian, South Caucasus, Turkish, and European markets. All this has been particularly beneficial for Azerbaijan, which not only has the biggest economy and population in the South Caucasus, but is, as noted above, the Middle Corridor's indispensable country. The country has put great effort into taking full advantage of its role as a trade facilitator. Azerbaijan has constructed various transport and connectivity facilities, including the Baku International Sea Trade Port and the Baku-Tbilisi-Kars Railway. It is currently completing the construction on its part of what it calls the Zangezur Corridor, on the basis of Article 9 of the 10 November 2020 tripartite statement that ended the Second Karabakh War. The total cargo handling capacity of the port of Baku is 15 million tons, which will be expanded to 25 million tons. The main ports of the eastern side of the Caspian Sea are Aktau and Kurik in Kazakhstan and Turkmenbashi in Turkmenistan. The Aktau port has a total handling capacity of 17.7 million tons. The port of Kurik is planned to be expanded to 10 million tons by 2030, and the port of Turkmenbashi can handle 17 million tons. On the 3rd of August 2015, the first test container from the Chinese city of Shehizi, which traveled through Kazakhstan, reached the port of Baku on its way to Turkey. Since then, trade through this route has continued to grow. Consider the rail freight statistics between Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan for 2021 and 2022. The number increased from 125,000 tons to 950,000 tons, which is an 800% year-on-year increase. Similarly, on the 27th of December 2022, the first container block carrying copper from Uzbekistan to the EU reached the port of Baku. Given the strong political will expressed by the leaders of the relevant countries to construct China-Kyrgyzstan-Uzbekistan railway, the amount of freight coming through the Uzbekistan to Azerbaijan tranche of the road is also expected to grow to a great extent. This railway line is not only the point at which the interests of these three countries converge. The three keystone states of the Silk Road region are also interested in developing the international North-South transport corridor. Azerbaijan's Ministry of Digital Development and Transport indicates that the international North-South transport corridor will have three directions: a western route through the Caucasus, an eastern route through the Central Asia, and a central route through the Caspian Sea. Azerbaijan has financed many projects to finalize the western route. These include the construction of Astara-Azerbaijan to Astara-Iran Railway, a railway bridge over the Astara-Chai River, and the connecting road from the railway bridge to the cargo terminal located within the territory of Iran. Nevertheless, 167 kilometers of the Astara-Resht section of the railway, the construction of which is also heavily financed by Azerbaijan, needs to be finalized. Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan were early signatories to the International North-South Transport Corridor Agreement, and both have ratified. In 2018, during President Shavkat Mirziyoyev's official visit to India, Uzbekistan was invited to join the initiative. In 2020, Uzbekistan agreed to join the International North-South Transport Corridor. Since then, the trade between Central and South Asia experienced a significant increase in the volume through the port Chabahar in Iran. While the route ending at Chabahar remains the fastest and most convenient, Uzbekistan is also interested in the inclusion of Afghanistan through the construction of the Termez Mazar-e-Sharif Kabul-Peshawar Railway. The particular importance of Azerbaijan can also be seen in the trade between the EU and Central Asian countries. For instance, the share of the turnover with the EU for Kazakhstan in 2020 and Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan in 2021 accounted for 29.7% of the total trade turnover, around 7 and 5.1% respectively. While the official number for Turkmenistan and Tajikistan are unavailable, they are likely low. As the influence of Russia on the region decreases, the economic presence of the EU in the region is likely to increase. The numbers clearly show that there is room for the expansion of the EU in the total trade turnover of the Central Asian countries. This clearly shows the importance of Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan in the transportation and trade in the Silk Road region. Moreover, Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Kazakhstan are in the process of establishing the Eurasian Rail Alliance joint venture, which is expected to keep tariffs stable, to foster trade along the Trans-Caspian international trade route. Similarly, establishing a platform between Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan to promote the harmonization of tariffs along different trade routes could bring greater economic benefits for the three keystone states, their neighbors in the region, and the global trading partners. The shift in the leadership of both Uzbekistan in 2016 and Kazakhstan in 2019 has greatly benefited their bilateral relationship. In 2016, Mirziyoyev was elected to his first 5-year term as a president of Uzbekistan. His approach to foreign policy making has completely changed the discourse of regional cooperation between Central Asian states. This is of particular importance because of Uzbekistan's geographical position. It is the only country in the region that borders all the other Central Asian states, including Afghanistan. Uzbekistan also has access to the most significant water resources in the region, namely the Amu Darya and Sirdarya rivers. Considering the country's massive population, all major political, economic, or social developments in Uzbekistan is likely to affect the whole region. Thus, the new president's declaration that some of his policy objectives would include the establishment of more significant relations with neighbors, the opening up of border checkpoints, and the achievement of reasonable compromises with neighbors has completely changed the regional dynamics. This policy is effectively reflected in the development strategy that was introduced early in Mirziyoyev's second term as president. The initiation and continuation of such policies has already led to massive increase in trade with other Central Asian states and the key countries beyond the region, including Azerbaijan. The trade turnover between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan increased from $1.9 billion in 2016 to $3.9 billion in 2021. Within only 5 years, trade between Central Asia's two biggest economies increased by around $2 billion. This now makes Kazakhstan one of the Uzbekistan's biggest trade partners, accounting for about 9% of the total foreign trade turnover of Uzbekistan. A similar change can be observed in the case of Azerbaijan-Uzbekistan trade, which increased from around $15 million in 2016 to $111.9 million in 2021. Moreover, within the first 3 quarters of 2022, the total trade turnover between these two countries, $131.1 million, exceeded the trade volume of all of 2021. During Mirziyoyev's first term, the opening up of the state to greater regional cooperation led to a doubling of its trade turnover with Kazakhstan. In the same time frame, it multiplied more than 7-fold with Azerbaijan. While trade between Uzbekistan and Azerbaijan has been increasing steadily, the situation is more nuanced with regards to Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan. The value of the trade turnover between these two countries rose from $124 million in 2016 to approximately $230 million in 2019. However, in 2020 and 2021, the numbers went back down to 2016 levels, in large part due to the strict regulations that Kazakhstan adopted to prevent the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. In 2021, the trade turnover number went down to $136 million. However, within the first 3 quarters of 2022, the trade turnover spiked up to $417 million. This is yet another consequence of the conflict over Ukraine. In that, Kazakhstan decided to strategically diversify its trade routes. One of the routes that Kazakhstan has prioritized is the Trans-Caspian one. During a summit held by the leaders of Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan on the 24th of August of 2022, the countries' foreign ministers signed the agreement on trade and economic cooperation between the government of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the government of the Republic of Kazakhstan. This ought to facilitate a further increase in the trade turnover numbers in the years to come. While the Mirziyoyev period in Uzbekistan has led to radical changes in regional trade and economic relations, Central Asia's greater focus on intra-regional political cooperation came about after Kassym-Jomart Tokayev took presidential office in Kazakhstan in 2019. These two Central Asian leaders seem to have had a meeting of minds. Both grasped that leadership in regional affairs requires deeper political and economic cooperation between their two countries. Hence the clear trend of deepening relations between these countries in the recent years. This culminated on the 22nd of December of 2022 with Tokayev's official visit to Tashkent, during which the agreement on allied relations was signed by the two leaders. In his remarks on that occasion, Tokayev underlined that this step will strengthen sustainable growth, connectivity, stability, and the security in the region. As the priorities of both Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan include strengthening connectivity and economic growth, more comprehensive cooperation under a single platform with Azerbaijan will be of significant benefit. Establishing an institutionalized cooperation platform would allow products from Central Asia to reach European and Turkish markets and vice versa, whilst avoiding transiting through the two main sanctioned countries, Iran and Russia. Such a platform would also determine the shape of cooperation between the Silk Road region's two chief sub-regions, namely the South Caucasus and Central Asia. The trilateral format is a familiar model for Azerbaijan, and one that its ally Turkey has used to a great effect, including with some of the Central Asian states. For instance, the first trilateral summit between the foreign ministers of Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan and Turkey took place in Baku on the 27th of June of 2022. The declaration that was signed during that meeting focused on strengthening connectivity along the Middle Corridor. The decision they reached to establish an interdepartmental working group on transportation will facilitate this process. Another example involves Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan plus Georgia. it too is indicative of this trend. So is Astana's decision to export more of its energy resources through the Caspian Sea. Hence the March 2022 Trilateral, involving the aforementioned three countries, that established a joint venture to discover the greater potential of the Trans-Caspian trade route. The resulting format will be responsible for the tariff setting, unified IT solutions, and several other issues like unified cargo declaration procedures. Similarly, the first trilateral meeting of the foreign ministers of Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Uzbekistan took place in Tashkent on the 2nd of August 2022. The resulting Tashkent Declaration covered many sectors for cooperation. There too, the particular focus was on transportation. While this meeting laid the foundation for an increase in East-West connectivity, Uzbekistan's transport minister also mentioned the importance of initiating the Turkey-South Caucasus, Central Asia-South Asia route, an indicator of an even more expansive vision. In this context, particular preference was given to the advantage provided by the existence of railway lines, like Baku-Tbilisi-Kars through Azerbaijan and Turkey, as well as both the Termez, Mazar-e-Sharif, Kabul-Peshawar, and Uzbekistan-Kyrgyzstan-China rail lines that pass traverse Uzbekistan. In short, it is strategic imperative for these three keystone states of the Silk Road region, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan, to establish a trilateral format for cooperation. Over time, this could be transformed into something with more formal institutional framework. I am Inner Eurasian Reporter. Thank you for watching my analysis of the regional affairs. To support my channel, do not forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit the bell button to receive the updates on my channel.